Not here. The defendant provoked the victim by taking his things, his passion.
2 minutes.
Mark Anthony Salvador died that day. Justice for Anthony Salvador. He had a passion of photography. His mother testified to that. That's evidence. He had that camera that you see in this photo that was never found, might add. I agree with counsel. Never found. Why? Because of that man and his buddy. Make him take responsibility. You go to the page in this charge and go to capital murder, and then you flip to the back to the verdict form and say guilty of capital murder, because we have proven every single element beyond a reasonable doubt, especially that this individual, Mark Anthony Salvador, deserves justice. After so long, so many years later, he deserves justice. And just because it's old doesn't mean that it's bad evidence, but he deserves it. His family deserves it. Heck, we all deserve that. We don't want a society like this.
Objection, improper argument.
We want law enforcement, and that's what I'm asking for. Hold Tamar McIntyre, KK-47, accountable, and come back with a verdict of guilty on capital murder. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
The United States government is not playing with a lot of these drill rappers and gangster rappers. They're coming after them. And the sad part about it is most of them are young kids. You know, they're imitating and they're putting in the music what they're actually doing in the streets, and they're telling on themselves. So now TK was just sentenced to 80 years in prison, right, for unaliving 2 people, right, when he was like 16, 17 years old. He doesn't have an undeveloped brain. You know, it's a sad thing. And the DA closed out the way it was supposed to close out. But me, you know, having a program that I work with children, I go into the youth prisons twice a month to speak to these young men because, you know, of my past, and I try to get them on the right path to do better. It's heartbreaking to see this, right? But it is what it is, man. A lot of you guys don't want to change, and this is what comes with when you don't want to change. Let's listen to the next couple minutes of the judge now sentencing him. Check this out.
All right. It states that we unanimously find that the defendant, Tamar McIntyre, did not cause the death of Anthony Salvador under the immediate influence of sudden passion arising from adequate cause. It states that punishment to be assessed at 80 years in the prison, and there is no fine. Does anyone wish to have the jury polled?
Not going to say, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm first going to start with your unanimous decision stating that there was no finding of sudden passion. If that is your verdict, I'll need you to respond yes. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
We'll start on the end. Is this your verdict? I'm sorry?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? I'm on the back row. I'm sorry. Is this your verdict on the back row? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
With regards to the sentence of 80 years in the prison and no fine, if this is your verdict, I need you to answer yes. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
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 Back row, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have you go back to the jury room, and I'll meet you back there shortly. Everyone, please rise for the jurors. With regards to the other offense, State, are you requesting that to be stacked?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor.
And I'm assuming you're against that. Is that correct?
We are, Your Honor. We would just like to briefly, for the record, maintain that our argument would be that to run consecutively an 80-year sentence on top of 50.
Just one moment, counsel. Just give me one moment. Mr. McIntyre, I want you to know that I listened to all of the evidence in punishment, and thought about whether or not your sentence should be stacked. I don't know where your mom is, don't know where your father is. I know that you had a rough childhood. And I do know that these offenses occurred when you were very young. And I understand the state of the law, what people consider an adult. I listened to the testimony of the expert that was brought by defense counsel. You've already been sentenced to murder in the other county, and then you have a murder here. And the sentence for 55 years, that's a stiff sentence. This 80-year sentence is a stiff sentence. And these are cases where you have to serve half your time. Child Protective Services was not good. And if you believe the testimony, I don't know why Child Protective Services would place children back with a father who put the children's mother in the hospital. Is there something else that needs to be done with our society? Yes. Is more money needed for Child Protective Services and their workers? Yes. And I do realize that while this is a lot of time, and I tell people all the time, any time that you do in custody is a lot of time. But by that same token, you're still alive. And what the state has said is true. You're still alive. You can still better yourself. If you end up in prison for the rest of your life, you're still alive. You still can improve yourself. Your family can still visit you. But the complainant in this case is deceased. And you need to internalize that the complainant in this case is deceased. And that his family is never going to see him again. So you're going to have to make changes. And you're going to have to remove people from your life who are not of benefit in the means of making you a better person. And I do understand that sometimes people will go to prison, they join gangs because you need protection, because you're there by yourself, you're young, but you're going to have to make better choices. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to sentence him to 80 years in the prison, give him credit for any time served. There is a $0 fine. This will run concurrent with 1511547D.
This young man grew up with a mother that was an addict of substance abuse. He had a father that was physically abusive to him. They were pulled from the home and put in child protective services. While they were in child protective services, they were put into a foster home. They were said that they were physically and verbally abused by their foster parent, right? So this boy went through a lot, and it all goes back to grown-ups not prepared to have children and brought a child into the world, and it became a disaster. So now this boy, he unalived in 2016, 21-year-old Ethan Walker during a home invasion, right? So in 2016, he unalived a man, and then he unalived another boy. In 2017, he killed Mark Salver, right? This young man was a photographer. They had a witness. The girl testified on him on the stand. I mean, it's just a lot. But like I said, you had two parents that wasn't prepared to have a child. And this boy, he never had a chance from the start. He never had a chance from the start. We watched the judge give him 80 years. So he had 55 years for one murder, and then he got 80 years for another murder. But at some point, let me say this, the same thing I say to these young guys. You know right from wrong, right? You got to know right from wrong. Now, I can talk all day about the system, how we are working from behind, how our family's been destroyed. I can say about that all day. But what about the murder? I mean, what about the unalived victims? What about them? What about their families? At some point, you have to have some stiff punishment so that the youngins coming up behind them know not to do it. It's nothing we can do for TK, Mr. McIntyre. It's too late. It's too late. But there's young guys out here that we can save. There's young guys out here that maybe they see this, they have an ear to hear to listen. So when I go into prison, I always tell them, some of y'all gonna die. Some of y'all going to prison. Some of y'all going to be in wheelchairs. Some of y'all, going to make it to tell the story, right? But it doesn't have to be this way if you listen. So the stuff that he was saying in his music is the stuff that he was actually doing. And he was let down by his parents. He was let down by the system. He was let down by a whole lot of things. But at the end of the day, in that courtroom, it doesn't matter. Once you get it that far, it's too late. It's over. It's over for you, right? And so now this judge, she rendered her verdict, and he's going to be there forever, man. 24 years old. He's going to have to serve at least 40, 50 years before he even get a chance to even see anything of a parole. What a life. What a life, man. And, it hits hard for me because, like I said, I work with children. And I understand it's just horrible, man. But I'm going to cut this video short here, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think, man. Let me know what you guys think about this, right? All right? So remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.